Good evening, good afternoon, or good morning from wherever you're joining us from today. My name's Sarah and I'm the Program and Event Manager at the Reactor in Sydney, Australia. Welcome to a Microsoft Reactor Sydney livestream event. Today I would like to welcome back Shakir Khan. So Shakir has been working with Power Platform, SharePoint, Office 365 and Office 365 for 10 plus years. He started his career in 2007 and quickly switched to SharePoint technologies in 2008. From there onwards, he spends his days working and advocating for SharePoint and Microsoft technologies. And today he will be showing you how to develop low-code applications with Fusion Teams. Today we'll be speaking for about an hour with about 10 to 15 minutes for questions towards the end. However, do send us your questions throughout and we will try and answer as many as possible. Our check-in link isn't working for today. However, I will share with you the links in the comments section towards the end that Shakir has provided as part of his presentation. So any resources you see in the presentation will be available by the comment section towards the end. This is also being, as this is a live stream, we will also have an on-demand version available on our YouTube channel straight after this. So you can use the same link via the event to check this one out, the recording after on our YouTube channel. But for now, without further ado, I'd like to hand the floor over to Shakir to begin.
Yep. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Good day to all. Today I will be presenting develop low-code application with Fusion team. My name is Shakir Khan, and I would like to thank Microsoft Reactor Sydney for inviting me to speak. Um, so let me go to my second slide. Just give me a second. So about myself, my name is Shakir Majid Khan, and I'm working as a senior consultant at Uniting Australia, which is a non-for-profit organization. So I'm working as a senior consultant looking after the Dynamics 365 and Power Platform. I'm a Microsoft most valuable professional in this business application. Business application covers Power Platform, and Power Platform covers Power BI, Power Apps, Power Automate, and Power Agent, and with mix of AI Builder, Dataverse, and custom connectors. More so, I'm a Microsoft certified trainer for about 5+ years. I'm running my YouTube channel, which is SMK Geek Speak. If you go into the YouTube and type SMK Geek Speak, you will find my YouTube channel. Usually, I post it mostly shape Power Platform like Power Apps and Power Automate, and other stuff as well, like SharePoint and Dynamics 365. You can follow me on Twitter. My Twitter handle is meetsmk, and you can visit my website is shakirmajid.com, and you can add me on LinkedIn. You just type Shakir Majid Khan on the LinkedIn. You will find the first result about me. So let's talk about the Fusion developer skilling. For the Fusion developer stream, Microsoft has given multiple resources within their online space. So there's a new learning path available, which called as a transform your business application with Fusion development. In this demo or in this presentation altogether, we will touch base on this learning path, and another resource which is available on Microsoft side, which is Fusion ebooks. So it is called as a Fusion development approach, which is quite a handy ebook, and it goes like line by line. Tell you like what to install and how to prepare your environment and other stuff. So like these two learning modules or learning resources, I would recommend to uh, to look into after my presentation. Yeah, my presentation is first. After that, you can look into this one. So our goal for today is like we will introduce the concept of fusion development team. What is that about? And then we will talk about like how to upskill the professional developers in low code approaches. So someone who is coming from the more pro development mindset or the skill set, how to develop the skills in the low code environment, particularly the power apps in our case. And we will demonstrate like our flow of deploying a web API to Azure API management and consuming it in a power apps canvas application. And we will talk about the in a unique storytelling style which is there in which you will find in the learning path and the new ebook. So now let's talk about a typical working environment in an organization nowadays. So we have a developer working on some APIs, maintaining those APIs, writing some full stack application, and then we have a, a, like a IT pro user, or we can say a citizen devs, not a IT pro, a citizen dev, which is a modern business users, which who has the a fair idea of the business processes, and they wants to build the application without the help of the IT, or with the minimum help of the IT personnel within the organization. So consider a user, Maria, who is an inventory manager, and she got the inventory list in her Excel document, and she was like wondering if she can use that Excel document and try to build an application based on that Excel document, and then with the help of Malik, office manager, and then the Caleb, field technician, they can come up with some sort of a multifunctional application which can address a scenario which they are focusing and looking after to resolve that one. And then on the other hand, we have a IT pros and the dev that is mentioned. This in our case, the Preeti is IT system admin. She is looking after the Azure environment, and then she knows that how many applications are deployed in the Azure or in their servers. And Kiana is a full stack developer, and she has created microservices, and she is maintaining and creating those services at the organization. So with the fusion theme, a citizen developers identifies the problem. This is they brings the team together, like in our case, Malik, Maria, and Caleb sit together and see like the data, like the Excel file which they have at the end, and then they say that okay, we have the Excel file, and then we can bring it to the power apps. As Maria has some experience on developing application on power apps, and she knows that by using her Excel expertise, she can develop a power apps application on the power apps. Now they have the requirement that they needs to access a data which doesn't reside in their organization, or they are somewhere with the suppliers. So in that case, they need some help from the uh, full stack developer or the IT pros in our case. So in that case, they will ask the IT pros to help them out to bring that data into the power apps, and then they can then use that data and then make that application more data rich, and then it shows the more practical or a more rich set of features within the application. And the execution part is the last part, that team checks in regularly to review blockade and evaluate the progress, that how the progress is being evaluated. So this is the typical fusion team we have. In our learning modules, what we will touch base, that we have five different modules in our learning path. So we have once, the first we have transform business software authoring for with fusion development teams. The second one is understanding low code as a traditional developer. This will touch base on how a traditional developer needs to understand the low code methodology, how the low code works within the Power Platform. And once they understand that, how easy to build an application with using the Power Platform. Not only the build, it's easy to maintain and easy to publish as well. Then we will then it's touch base on looks after the how to build a Power Apps component. And the fourth one is integrate the Open API enabled web APIs with Azure API Management Visual Studio. So what will happen in this module, that we will create an OpenAI through the Azure Web API, which managed through the API management. And then at the end we will discover and use that web API with our Power Apps. So this is the whole kind of our my demo as well. I won't touch the build a Power Apps component, but I will look into the different other aspect as well, just keeping in mind that we only have this 1 hour time at our end. So I will try to be like on the point and don't and I try to I will try my best to show you the running application at the end of about this session. So first, let's discuss about how the transform how the business software authoring with the fusion development teams is transforming. So now the organization is trusting sorry, they are like the multiple technologies available within your organization, and they are some individual capabilities present within your organization. So as I mentioned, that the Maria, who is an inventory manager, she is very proficient in the Excel, and later in few weeks, like in back in few weeks or months, she has learned how to develop the Power application. So now with having the some data in the form of Excel, she wants to create a Power Apps, and with the help of her team members, Caleb and the Malik, they are trying to achieve inventory solution within the organization. As so And then the organization itself, they have the trust, or not only the technology, they have the trust on the individual capabilities. So so like we have organization, technology, and the individuals present within in our scenario, and how to use all the three building block all sorry how the three blocks in creating a Power Apps application, and how to make a fusion development team. So that's our whole point. Now, this is kind of a very um, a kind of a diagram, which mention that all the step which the inventory application should do. That's a user from the organization. Like they have this Power App installed at their end, and then they goes into its and then it's he or she goes into that application, open the application, look into the inventories available. If they goes into any site and working on the site, and once they if they find out that if the inventory is not available even in their warehouse. So he or she can order for the new inventory from the suppliers. So some of the data which it might be some of the data are there within the organization, and some of the data which is there with the suppliers. So this is the whole scenario, and how to work on it. So we will see like how this fusion development teams will work in this scenario. So let's summarize what we have discussed within this transform business software authoring with fusion development. So the first part is like folks from the across the organization get together to solve a business challenge, and then based on the discussion, business folks become citizen devs using the power apps to build solutions. So the power apps, how it is being pitched by the Microsoft, and even with the general perception is like the power is a low code solution. So we are not engaging the IT folks in the day to day application. So if someone is trying to build an application for their self, for their team, they are like happy to go and build an application on the power apps. So the business folks become the citizen devs. So which is this is needs to be like understand that business folks are creating the power apps application. Now the issue with the at our end that all the data is not present within the organization. Some of the data is present with the suppliers. So the in order to pull the data and then present that data within an application, we might have to create we might have to consume that data using the custom connector. And how to like the consumer custom connector consume any web API, and then the web API needs to host it somewhere. So in our case, Pretty, who is IT system admin, will create some resources on the Azure, like a web API and then the API management, and Kiana, she will create a web API for us, and then they host that web API, and then from our end, like from the business folks, like the citizen dev, they can use that API, web API to the custom connector and into their application. So this is the all in all um, scenario. So now let's discuss about the low code as a traditional developer. So that the issue remains that usually that there is a gap between the existing and traditional development knowledge and how the power apps work. So some of the users who are coming from the finance knowledge or the Excel knowledge, some has the proper knowledge of the business itself, like the processes, and they know inside out all the even the corner scenarios within that business process. So uh, to provide them the uh, a facility to create a business application without asking any IT person to help them out. This like usually helps them to build an application. Not only this, a traditional developer who is like shifting into the power apps, he or she needs to understand that how this works. So the power apps is quite simple. As I mentioned, is if the business devs are capable of building an application, so the traditional developer can find it very easy to develop the application on top of the power apps. App logic, user interface creation, and the data flows is available. So you need to understand, like we can define that the app logic, the user interface, like which screen will come very fast, which screen will come at last, and then we have uh, and then we can, and there is a concept of power as a power as as a is a programming language of um, power apps. Power FX is a programming language of power apps. And so it's quite simple, like as it has it's showing on your screen, that it has a relational data, it has a projection. You can have a select into this one. You can retrieve only what is needed, you can run only when it's needed, and then it has a excel syntax translation as well, and it has displays, and it has no localize as well, and as it's used as asynchronous, and it understand the lambda expression as well. So if you see, like, with all these capabilities, you don't require to use kind of very fancy development within a power app, or power apps doesn't support that any so power effects itself is quite powerful. And based on like all these feature set within the power apps, you can use it easily. Like, you won't require anything else when you are creating a kind of a mid to like simple to mid level of application complexity, like mid to simple to mid level of complexity application. So you can use the power SI in my like observation as well. So many even at my end, I'm using power apps, and the power effect is quite brilliant. Like, you have all the bells and whistles, all the things you have within you, the power effects. um, and then within this learning model, we have a build a power up component. So the power up component, like, if you want to have a new component, like a new control, so you want to have some more functionality with the button, or with the text box, or with the slider control. So you can have a power apps component, and you can create a code, deploy a solution, test, and then deploy the code component. So which is quite a good within the power apps. But we won't look into as per the demo, but it is there in the power in the learning module. Now, in our example, what we will do, that we will create a open API, a web API, open API enabled web API, which will be hosted in Azure, and we will expose it through the Azure API management. And how we will deploy? We will deploy through the Visual Studio. So we can deploy, like, we can like create a zip file, and then like there are multiple ways to deploy it. So we can do it directly, or we can deploy it through the Azure as well. So this is the Open API enabled one. And then the last bit would be, like, we will discover and use the web APIs with the Power Apps. So we will see, like, how we consume the web API in our Power Apps through the custom connector. So in our demo, what we will show, we will explore Power Apps and Power FX, and then we will use the web API, and we will deploy the web API to the Azure API management, and we will create a custom connector. And the very last, we will see how the data is coming into our Power Apps. All right, so I'll stop sharing my screen at the moment, and I will reshare my screen just in a few seconds. Just give me a second. Right. Just let me just so many screens open up at my end. Let me just close some and yes. All right. Okay. Let me just go and share my screen and share it. Yep. Sorry. And yes. All right. Okay. So now you can see my screen and so what we will do that let's create a Power Apps application. So we have one Excel file. So and we have the Excel file in our. Let me just go back. Sorry. So we have the Excel file in our Outlook for Business. Sorry, OneDrive for Business. So I would go into um, OneDrive for Business, and it will look into my Excel file. So I just click on the Excel file and select this one and connect this one. So and just to show you, this is my Excel file. So it has some like the name of the inventories and the category, and then the inventories in square feet, price, image, and then the overview as well. So these all these are like the columns and the data we have. So what I needs to do that I will create an app based on the based on the data we have. So let me just uh, and the our PowerS application is already created, so I can run it and then I can sort it, and then I can click on it and see the all the information. So just see, like I just selected a power I like an Excel file, and then I have some data on the Excel file, and based on the data it's like literally I have our running um, an application at my end without doing anything, and I can have I can add something as well into this one, and it will save that data back into my Excel. So this is how I like the Power Apps in a very basic example works. You have some data, and then you can connect that data source with the Power Apps, and then you can have multiple like the views, and you can have the gallery as well. You can have a gallery, you can have a detailed view, and then you can have a edit screen or the edit screen or edit screen based on your requirements. So on the left hand side you can see like you have these are the screens. So you have a browse screen, detail screen, edit screen, and then you have some option over here to add some more link over there, and then to connect to the data source uh, with your Power Apps. So okay, what we will do that we will okay, so let me just go and yeah, what I'll do. Okay, so now what we will do that we will create Power Apps like a open open web API through our Visual Studio, and then we will try to like publish on the Azure, and then we will use the Azure API management to expose that API to our custom connector. So let's do this bit. So let me just goes into my this one. So I've already created the application at my end, so I won't use this one. I will create a new one. So what I will do, that's I will just goes into this one. Let me just, so I'm using an example. So I'll extract this one. I'll just say extract exercise new. I'll extract this one and exercise new, and then I'll go to inventory management. So in our case, what we will need to do, that we will create we will use this example. So this example is nothing. It's just returning back the all the suppliers locations we have in our organization. So it just return back the all the suppliers locations. So what in order to equip with this open web, um, what we will do, that we will use the swashbuckle swashbuckle feature, swashbuckle and packages at our end. So so I've already installed in my another solution, which I have done it for just to prepare this demo. So I'll just select this one, swashbuckle, and I will install it. Yes, I click OK. I accept this one. Okay. So it is, I think it's ready now. And I just start this one. And what I'll do, just give me a second. Yeah. So I will use using in the squash, like in the open, it's just add that at the using like we are using this one Microsoft.OpenAPI.models in our solution, and then what we will do, that in the configuration service, uh, in the configuration and like in the start, let me just see. Yeah, in the configuration service, we will add this one. Okay, so let me just goes into configure. And then we will use the configuration services. So I'm just using the example I have only, just not to waste your time and not to waste my time as well. So I just mentioned as inventory management, as I will just say is my inventory management demo, and just to make it a bit different. Let's see. And that's it. So what I will do now, I will deploy the application or publish this application into my Azure environment. So I already have one Azure environment. So I just say Azure, click on the next, and app service, click on the next, and I need to okay. I hope that you can't see my password. Okay, so this is the like. All right, let me see. I need to add a code. Uh, you have a code? Just okay. Sorry, I need text it. Sorry for that. Yep, I got it now. 4 3. Sorry, 4 3 5. Okay, so. Okay. All right, come on. All right. Sorry for that. Come on. Let me just close this one and then publish again. Okay. Let's just what's it doing? Okay, so let me just all right, let me just I'll try again. But you and next and next. Yep. Now let me just let me add a new Azure, new resource group. So I would say resource group is demo inventory, and I create the demo inventory, and I'll use this one. We have another 20 minutes, so we can do that in that time. So now consider that, see, this part is for the IT pros who are maintaining or creating the web API at the end. So what they will do that they will create this web API exposed through the API management, and then the citizen devs, they can consume that through the custom connector. So let me and I'll just create a new one. Okay, so we have this. And we will use demo, and we just take this out and so and inventory and create this one. So it's creating this one. It's take a bit of time creating an API, like it's creating an API and the API management. So this would take a bit of time. Yeah. So the as I mentioned, the idea is like this. Some of the parts in the fusion teams will be with the citizen dev, which is business users who has command on Excel, or they knows that how the Power Apps works, so they can build the Power Apps application. The IT pros are the more technicals, are the more development oriented guys, so they will look after providing the microservices or the APIs to the user, to the business application, business folks or the citizen dev. Okay, so it's taking a bit of time creating API and API management. All right, so let's just wait for it, and I can show you the other bits, the other application at the time we are using it. So let me just show you like how it is, how the API is looking at my end, like in the local in my local machines. If I just do the ISS reset, so this is my pre-demo applications. So if you see, like, if just show you the Swagger, and then it shows this, and then it's here it will return the city name. And if I just click on this one, so we have this one and try out, so it will return the city name to us. And likewise, so I just cancel this one and goes into my, and I just say finish. Yep. So we have now set up everything, and then it's now, I'll just click on the publish, so it will publish the whole like the this API, this web API on the Azure, and then it's exposed the API through the Azure API management. So let's see, it's going through this one. Let me just take this out. Okay, publish started, publish succeeded, and publish succeeded. And yep, yeah, publish succeeded. And then what we will do that we will go to the Azure. So I will goes to my Azure one. Let me just see. So this is my Azure. I'll go to home and see the resource group. I should have a newest resource group at demo inventory, and then I have like the two. This is my web API as an app service, and this is my API management service. So now what we need to do, that we need to get the keys because the key would be required from the custom connector in order to make a call to this API. So if I just goes and show an hide key, and I'll copy this one and I put it somewhere into my Notepad++, and then I goes to into API, and then I look into the API management, and I click on this one. I can click on this one, and I let me just test it, see how it is working. So it is returning the uh, all these city names. So these are the our upper supplier locations. All right, so if I click on this one, now I need to exports its definition. So what we need to do that, I'll goes into export, click on the export, and I will use this OpenAPI v2. So this is acceptable with the PowerF. So when I click on this one, OpenAPI v2, it's downloaded a new JSON for me. So I will goes into my Power Apps, and then I goes back to my Power. Let me just save it. Let me just save this one. Demo inventory. Save it, and I'll publish that one as well. So yeah, save it. And if I go back and goes into, and all right, so let me go back to the farm, and yeah, and if I goes into, I can see this one. Yeah, so in the data verse, in the custom connectors, what I need to do, that I need to create a new custom connector. So this connector already I've created. So I will go and say open API file. So I just say demo reactor, and import this one. And I think this is the one. Let me just refresh it. Yep. And continue, and then I just goes into security and API key. So the API key will come in as well, definition, and goes into this one, code preview, and then test it and create connectors. So it's, let me go back again, and goes into edit mode, and then goes into next security. I put the API key. So I just, this one, no, not this one. So let me just close it. Yep. All right. Okay. So what I need to do, that I will goes into my Power Apps, and I just click on this one. I'll edit this one. For what I will do, that I will create a new screen within my Power Apps, and then I will see like these all the suppliers. Can I fetch all the suppliers through the web API? So I'll just skip this one, and I'll just uh, make some space on for a new fields, and then I'll just this one. Let me add a icon, and I just use this icon and put it over here, and I put it a color as white, make it as a white, and what I will do, that I'll have a new screen, so I just get a duplicate screen on this one, and I will take this off. I will take this browse gallery off, and what I will do on the start of this one, on start, I will clear collect, and where house and inventory. This goes into one thing. Just give me a second. And okay, so and sorry, just give me a second. So yeah, so I'll just need to call this one. So it will create. Oh, sorry. And okay, and let me. Okay, first thing first. I need to first get the data source. So I'll get the data source connectors, and let me just demo reactor. So this is one, and I'll put a copy of my API key. API key copy is here, and I put it here. API key connect it, and yes. So what I will do, that's I will go back to this one, and on select, and I use warehouse demo, and I'll use this one. And just all right, okay, let me, because I'm just why. Yep, I think that's fine now. Yes. Okay. And what I will do, that's, let me just have a vertical screen over here, and I'll move it down, and I'll select the data source, which is this one. And no, I will select the data source as my collection, and I will have the title, and then the title would be, the field would be the city name. Yep, the city name, and then I will save this one, and let me just go to the file and publish it. Publish this one, and goes to back, and let me just goes to, and let me goes to back, power f's, okay, this, oh sorry, let me just goes to my, all right, David, and goes to the app, and then select this one and see, does it shows. Oh, okay, I need to do one thing. I need to navigate to that screen. Sorry for that. I do have like other like 4 or 5 minutes as well, so just bear with me. and I need to connect, and on select I need to navigate to the browse screen browse screen one, and this one. Yep, browse screen. This one's save, and let me publish this one. Publish, and goes to our apps, and leave this one. Yeah, I don't require this one. Leave this one, and go from there and try to see in an actual application. So let me just refresh it, because sometime when you publish it, a bit of times to, yep. So you know that, so you can see like this data is now is pulling from my web API, and then like the web API is connected through the like exposed with the our API management, and then and then our custom connector is consuming the API within the Power Apps. So this is how the whole idea of fusion development. Some of the users, as a business dev or the citizen devs, they will create the Power Apps application, and the IT pros or the full stack are the guys who are managing or maintaining or creating the microservices. They build that there, and they just say, yeah, they just say, okay, use this API, it is already is exposed, and use this key, because you need a key to access that API. So which is quite good in our scenario, that we have a kind of the whole things at our end, like the majority of the stuff will be done by a business dev or the citizen dev, and only the part which the IT pros are required, they are doing it. So uh, thank you. I'll share my last screen with you. Just let me just screen share this one. And just, oh, come on. Just give me a second, 1 minute. So many things. Share my screen, and share my first screen, and yep, share, and I can now share it. Okay. Thank you. So these are the learning training materials. So you can follow the Microsoft Learning Path. It is quite good, and the most of the demo I've shown is based on the learning path, and you can look into the Fusion development book, which is quite good and very extensive. So if you can look into this one, but both of them like discuss the same thing. So it's up to you, like what you wants to do with it. But I would request just go through with either of this training material, and have a like go onto the Fusion teams. So thank you all. It's lovely presenting you again, and thank you, Sarah.
Thanks, Shakir. We did have one question come through from Vlad towards the beginning. So he asked, is there a different registration process with a register login form for Power Apps, mobile Canvas applications for different user roles?
So the Power Apps,
Applicant.
like, yeah, so the Power Apps can be used only within your, like, see, the Power Apps has like the three modes of Power Apps. One is Canvas application, one is model driven, one is Power Apps portal. So for within the Power Apps portal, you can use the different registration login, like you can use the Facebook or Facebook authentication, Google authentication, or any other authentication for namesake, and then you can have your own authentication, like you can use the Azure Active Directory authentication, which just like a simple providing your email address and password and on this type of authentication. So you can use that one within the PowerS portal. With the Canvas application, it's usually restricted with your Office or with your Azure Active Directory accounts.
Great, thanks, Shakir. So that's the last question we had come through for today. Thank you very much for presenting with us again. And just a reminder to everyone, we've put those links that Shakir shared at the end of his presentation in the comments section, and also a link to upcoming Sydney events. And you can just click on that, or you can put that AK into your browser to see any upcoming events in the new year. From the meetup page, and also our YouTube channel. So this session, if there's anything you'd like to reference back, including the demo, you can do so via the YouTube channel straight after today. Thank you so much again, Shakir, and thank you to everybody for tuning in. Have a good rest of your afternoon, evening, or morning, and we'll see you in the new year for another Microsoft Reactor live stream event.
Thank you. Happy New Year. Happy Christmas. Bye.